What are you doing? We have to shoot the playbook.
Are you kidding me? I make those picks in my sleep.
Welcome to the PB Game Time Playbook with Matt Porter and Jeff Greer.
Hey, we've both been on fire recently, and it's not going to change this week. Let's start it out with a Thursday night matchup. I love this game. It's Royal Palm Beach at John I. Leonard. What has got into the Lancers so far? Their point differential so far is plus 76, 76-0. A kickoff classic win against Martin County was 35-0. Last week's thrashing of Jupiter was 41-0. They've done it all without Coach Wayne Monroe, who's out right now with an elbow injury. Get well soon, Coach. Royal Palm Beach, though, is a different animal. We didn't see the Wildcats last week against Pahokee because that game was washed out, but I saw everything I needed to from them in their kickoff classic win against Glade Central. The defense was dominant, and the Lancers have a great passing attack with Adam Johnson, but I think Royal Palm's secondary and especially their front seven is a little bit better. They're going to put pressure on Adam Johnson and shut him down just enough. I like Royal Palm in this one, 24-17.
Here's a great rivalry game in South County. It's Boca versus Atlantic. These kids know each other better than most teams would. Should be a great game. Last year, Atlantic won 35-32 in a shootout. Boca looked great in its season opener, 28-10 win over rival West Boca. Tard McCoy touched the ball twice and broke out for 2 huge touchdowns. Kevin Anderson, I think, is the best quarterback in the county. Atlantic was very disappointing in its crosstown rivalry game against American Heritage. But, like I say every other week, they should win with their athletes. I'm not trying to belabor the point, but they really should be winning a lot of these games. So I'm going to believe in Atlantic, believe in the Eagles this week, and I'm going to take them at home 35-28 over Boca.
Dwyer is at Jupiter on Friday in a rivalry game that hasn't been that close the last couple of years. Dwyer looks great, but they do have some areas they have to work on. Specifically, the quarterback play needs to be a little bit more consistent, the offensive line too. And 20 penalties last week against Glade Central. They keep doing that throughout the season. That's not going to get it done. Meanwhile, Jupiter, obviously, we want to see what they can do against a top-level team like Dwyer. I'm going to take Dwyer 45-0 in this one, but this could be intriguing.
Gardens is at West Boca this year in a rematch of last year's rainy 28-6 Gardens win up in North County. Look, Gardens has lost a couple of key players, but that hasn't stopped the Gators from looking fantastic in their first 2 games this fall. I expect more of that against West Boca. They should be able to move the ball pretty easily. Now, West Boca, in my opinion, has one of the most underrated players in the whole county in Eugene Bethea at running back. They should be able to run a little bit and get some points, but I still like Gardens on the road, 28-14 over West Boca.
Next, we've got a nice matchup out in Muck City. It's Cardinal Newman at Pahokee. Cardinal Newman hung 72 points on Inlet Grove last week. They look great on offense. Running back Devontae Brown looks like a monster. They have Matt Burke at tight end and Travis Rudolph at wideout, so a lot of nice options. Now, Pahokee's young and talented. The Blue Devils program definitely looking up as a whole, but it's going to be tough for them to jump in against the Newman team that's already rolling. They haven't had a game this week. That's Pahokee. Their game last week was washed out, so I like Newman here, 35-10.
Last up, we have a matchup between 2 former district rivals. Park Vista is at Seminole Ridge. This one, of course, now is just for bragging rights. They split those teams up into 2 separate districts. But it's still a great contest between 2 teams that have big playoff aspirations. Park Vista squeaked out a win in week 1 over rival Santa Lucius, 14-0, kind of a disappointing result. Seminole Ridge didn't practice at all last week with school being canceled because of Tropical Storm Isaac. They didn't play on Friday night. But hey, they're back to school on Tuesday. They'll have 3 full days of practice before Friday night's season opener. You've got to think that they'll be excited, especially playing at home. So I'm going to take Seminole Ridge in a low-scoring, tight game, 21-7 over Park Vista.
That's it. We're closing the playbook.
Remember, if you want up-to-the-minute updates on injuries, team news, all kinds of different stuff from around the county, you'll follow us on Twitter, and always check out our Facebook page by searching PB Game Time.
And be sure to check pbgametime.com throughout the week, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, every night, for all your football news and updates.
See you later, everyone. How much can you blind me today? Who you gonna call when Playbook Mania runs up on you? Okay.